Okay, here we are again, and today we are going to talk about substitution. What do you mean by subs? Ultra fail. I did not turn on my pencil. Substitution. Basically, what do you mean by the term substitute? This is basically to replace. For example, in a basketball game, if one player is already tired, another player is going to substitute the player to interchange with another player for the other player to be able to rest. Okay, so in mathematics, we also have that. And we substitute the values of what? Variables. Okay, knowing knowing that variables are what? Variables are unknown. They don't have any specific value, which means any variable can be replaced to any value, such as ranging from, there's no actually range because it can be a negative number, it can be an equation as well. Yes, variables can be equations, um, variables can be expressions, mathematical expressions as well. So we all know that variables are represented by any letter in the alphabet. Okay, so which means we can make use any letters from A down to Z. Okay, famous ones are XYZ, ABC, M, and O. But then again, like what I've told you, any letter can be used as a variable in a mathematical equation or expression. Okay, so what do you mean by substitution? Let's try this again. Let's say we have 3x. 3x. Then the condition is where x is equal to 2. Okay. So if you can still remember my explanation during the first video, so if you can still remember my explanation, knowing that 3x is a coefficient and a variable put together, wherein 3 is our coefficient and x is our variable. What is the relationship between the two? What is the relationship between 3 and x? If you can still remember, the relationship between the two is multiplication. Yes, which means 3x is actually 3 times x. Okay, so and if we are going to take the value of x here, because it says where x is actually equivalent to or equal to 2, that means that 3 times x is actually 3 times 2. And 3 times 2 will give you not 5. Okay? 3 times 2 is 3 and 3 makes what? 6. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, let's try to substitute another value. Let's say we have x plus 4. Okay, x plus 4. Where x equals 5. Then again, all you have to do is just to substitute the value of x to 5. We're rewriting the equation, x plus 4, rewriting the expression rather. We have x plus 4, where x will now be changed to 5, which now gives us 5 plus 4, with a final answer of 9. Okay, that is what you mean by substitution. 5x minus 7. where x is equivalent to, let's say, 6. Okay, so then again, as you can see, we have a coefficient and a variable put together. That means that we are supposed to multiply 5 and x. That's 5 times x minus 7. What is the value of x? We're going to replace it now. That is equivalent to 5 times 6 minus 7. Okay. Do you still remember the MDAS rule or the GEMDAS rule where we have to check whether there are groupings? After groupings, we have exponents. After exponents, you're going to check if there are any multiplication or division operation. Like in this case, we have 5 times 6. So we have to do that first. 5 times 6 is equivalent to 30. And that's equivalent now to 30 minus 7. Okay. 30 minus 7 is what? You're already in grade 6. You should be fast in giving me the answer for 30 minus 7. 30 minus 7 is 23. I hope you're able to get that correctly. If you're able to get it fast, good. If hindi, it's okay. We can improve lang over time. Okay? Okay, let's try to make it more difficult. What if we have 3x over 2? Okay, what do you mean by over 2 again? Since this is in fraction form, a fraction means what? Technically, it means division, right? So anyway, where x is equivalent to, sorry, let's write somewhere there. Where x is equivalent to 6. Okay, let us now substitute the value of x to the given expression. So we now have 3 multiplied to 6 over 2. So if you can see, we're just rewriting the equation and replacing the value of x, substituting the value of x to the equation. 3 times 6 will give you 18. Divided by 2 will give us what? 10, 10, 10. 18 divided by 2 is equivalent to 9. I hope you're also able to get that as fast as before I was able to give you the answer. Okay? If not, it's okay. It only means that you have to improve on your multiplication table and later on improve on your division skills, as multiplication and division is just basically the opposite. Okay. Let's try to have a longer equation. Let's say we have, let's try to make use of another variable. Parating na lang si x. Hindi na dapat binabalikan si x. So we have 4a minus 2 minus a. Oh, we now have two given variables here, where a is equivalent to, let's say, 7. Okay. There are two ways to do this. You can substitute the value one by one, or basically just simplify the given expression first. But in this case, to avoid confusion, we are just going to substitute the value right away. We are not going to simplify the equation. Anyway, it will give us the correct answer lang naman. But if you want to simplify this equation, please let me know in the messenger so I can help you how to do so. Okay? So then again, we now have the value of a, which is equivalent to 7. All we have to do is to rewrite the value and substitute the value of a. Substitute the value of a. So we have 4a, which means 4 times a minus 2 minus a. We are now going to replace or substitute the value of a, which is 4 times 7 minus 2 minus 7. Okay? So how do we do this now? What's 4 times 7? 4 times 7 is equivalent to 28. Minus 2 minus 7. Okay, all you have to do here is just to do it one by one. What's 28 minus 2? That will give us 26. Minus 7 will give us 19. So our final answer for 4a minus 2 minus a, where a is 7, is equivalent to 19. Okay? I hope you're able to get the process correctly. If you're confused, please let me know in our group chat so I can assist you with that. Thank you. Yeah, just to make sure, I'm gonna check your book. Basically the same lang naman. So I'll just give you one more example. So let's say we have 50 minus 3x over
A few moments later. 12 seconds later.
over 2, where x equals to 8. Okay. So let's try to do this. We have 50 minus 3x over 2. 50 minus 3x divided by 2. Okay? But since it is in like a fraction form, you have to prioritize this first. Okay? That's the rule. So 50 minus 3x, that's equivalent to rewriting it so that you can see 50 minus 3x is actually 3 times x over 2. All we have to do now is substitute the value of x, which is 8. So that gives us 50 minus 3 times 8 over 2. So remembering again the MDAS rule or the GEMDAS rule, we have to do the groupings first if there are any exponents. If none, search for any multiplication process. So in this case, multiplication came first. So that's 3 times 8, which is equivalent to 3 times 8, which is equivalent to 24 over 2. What's 50 minus 24? Ding, ding, ding. It's equivalent to 26 divided by 2, which will leave us with 13. Okay. I hope you're able to get that faster than I was able to give you the answer. But if you were not, it's okay. Again. Okay na. So that's basically it. You can do pages. Oh, never mind. I'll just tell you in the group chat. Okay. That's it. Bye. Okay, just kidding. We are not going to end the session yet. Let's try to have a virtual activity. Okay, let's try the following. I am going to give you an example and you try to do it mentally, or better if you have a paper and pencil with you. Okay, while I write this, kindly get a paper or pencil. And pencil, sorry. Okay, try to answer this. If you need time, just pause the video. Okay, so that's 4x, where x is equivalent to 8. Again, knowing that 4x is actually 4 times x, and the value of x is 8. That means that it's 4 times 8, which is equivalent to 32. Okay, I hope you're able to get the correct answer. Let's try another one. Okay, so we have 7y minus 10 where y equals 5. So rewriting that, that's 7 times y minus 10 where y is equivalent to 5. So that's 7 multiplied to 5 minus 10. 7 times 5 is equivalent to... Okay, so we have 7y minus 10 where y is equals 5. Then again, you can pause the video if you need more time. Okay, to answer that, we have 7y minus 10, where 7y actually means 7 times y minus 10. So 7 times y, replacing the value of y, which is equivalent to 5. So that is equivalent to 7 times 5 minus 10. 7 times 5 is 35 minus 10 will give us 25. I hope you're able to get the answer correctly. Another one. Okay. So you have the amount of time given. Then again, if you need time, just pause the video. Okay? To answer that, we know that 7b actually means 7 times b minus 3 over 5. Replacing the value of b, which is 4, so that gives us 7 times 4 minus 3 over 5, which is now equivalent to what? 7 times 4? 7 times 4 is equivalent to 28 minus 3 over 5. 28 minus 3 is 25. That's 25 over 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So that's it. We are done.